Coach, every phase of the game has an exclamation point with your effort tonight. 50th win of your career, 71% from the three, 50% shooting overall tonight. You nearly doubled the rebounds. Wow. And then the thing I want to ask about first was the applause, sincere applause at the end by your crowd.
Our crowd is so terrific. I did not notice that at the end, but I'm glad. They've obviously supported us all year long. We've had a heck of a year here at the pit, obviously removing our last effort here, but overall we've had a lot of success here. The guys have played well here. I really felt like tonight, especially at the beginning of the game, you could see we were just working through a lot of things, new guys, a little rusty. Offense wasn't quite there, turned the ball over a lot early on. But defense just kept us in the game. We really, really guarded for the first, 20 minutes of the game. And then as the game unfolded, I think some of those other guys got in the rhythm. The defense opened up a little bit, and thankfully we were able to make some shots. So we've been shooting the ball a little bit better lately. We're going to need that. And we took care of the basketball. I think you're looking at 2 turnovers in the last whatever it was of the game, 25 minutes or something.
You only allowed them 1 shot. Your rebounding was very.
Yeah, no, we went into the game really wanting to hurt them on the offensive glass. That was something I compared these guys to a couple teams we played earlier this year, UC Davis, Montana. Teams are going to really pack it in, try and keep you off the glass, very gritty, tough defensive teams. And Wyoming was that. I thought early on in the game they bothered us and they worked there, but we just kept going to the glass, and thankfully things opened up for us.
Zane's a guy that started coming into his own a little bit once Jaquan was out, and he kind of was the lead guard. Tonight, everybody's back. Vance is back, Jaquan's back, and Zane again performs pretty well, especially on the offensive end. Can you speak to his role with this team now that Jaquan's back?
That's a great question. I wish I had it clearly defined. I think that's something we're going to work through early in the game. Zane was playing point guard, Jaquan was playing 2, and that's kind of how we went today. But I'm open with what we're going to do there. There might be some flips in that where Jaquan goes to the point, he goes to the 2. But today he managed it. I thought he did a pretty good job. They're a great charge-taking team, and they really hurt him in game 1. But I thought tonight he did a little bit of a better job of just staying out of trouble and not turning the ball over with those charges. And we got his minutes just a little bit down. I think getting him down into the range he's at right now, he can be exceptional. I think earlier when he got into trouble, it was just his minutes just got so much, and I think it just affected his game.
And was there a concern, though, that when Jaquan came back, or maybe even Vance coming back, that it would take away kind of what Zane became over the last 5 games?
Maybe so, like in theory for Zane, from Zane's perspective, but I think overall for our team, no. It allowed a guy to grow. I got a text message from Zane's dad after the Fresno game Sunday morning, and he was even the one telling me, Coach, this is only going to make us better when these other guys come back. This is a great opportunity for my son. He's growing, he's developing, and then when the other guys come back, it's just going to make us better. So I prefer to look at it that way and hope that that's going to be the case. It's better for him, and it's better for all of us.
Coach, not a lot of production from Jaquan, and up until Vance got hot in the second half, not a lot from him, but those 2 clearly made a difference. I'm just curious what's your perspective on the difference those 2 made.
Man, it slides everybody kind of down the depth chart, so to speak, and they're out there kind of taking those bullets, and it just allows those other guys to kind of come into less pressure situations. They have different guys guarding them. The reality is Jaquan and Vance are going to be guarded by 2 of the better players. So now McQuatch Malawatch and Keith McGee and Zane Martin, they're just going to have better matchups on the floor. So you're right, at halftime, I think the rest of the team was shooting 70-80%, and those 2 were on the 20s or so. And that if that's the way it's going to be for a little bit, I don't think that's the end of the world, because it's going to really hopefully allow the rest of these guys to flourish.
So I know you've been saying a lot that you're not a three-pointer team.
I know.
But Vance has shown that he can do it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it now?
Yeah, obviously Vance has always been a good three-point shooter. Right up until the 3 games before he got hurt, he was just struggling. It wasn't going down. He started finally making some shots. He made 6 threes here against Fresno in that last game here. He's obviously historically been a tremendous three-point shooter. UConn here, That's something he does. He just hadn't shot it well early in the year as these guys were all figuring each other out. We had a lot of new pieces and a lot of guys learning each other. But I thought the good thing about today was a lot of those were inside-out threes. It was an inside-out post touch. Even the ones Corey made, a lot of them were inside to Jaquan in the post, kick out to Corey for three. And those inside-out threes we're okay with. The issues we have is when we just kind of rush the perimeter ones without ever getting a paint touch.
You guys had 5 assists in the first half and 18 for the game. So
Yeah.
what was different in the second half? I know some of them were kind of mop-up time at the end,
Yeah.
a couple alley-oops,
Yeah.
but you guys seemed to be sharing the ball a little more, or was it just shots were going down after the pass?
we went to a couple of different looks in the second half, a couple of different kind of sets that we have that we didn't do in the first half, thinking it would open it up. And I don't know if it was just that or it was just the course of the game, maybe wearing on them a little bit, where things just opened up and we just got in a real rhythm there at one point out of a certain action with Corey and Quan and Keith on the lob and some different things.
Coach, have some fun. The 2 dunks at the end. Really, do they awe you?
I love the dunks. Sometimes we get a little excessive in our celebration, which I love. I love the celebration. I love their being happy. I just get a little concerned about the message it sends sometimes to an opponent, but it was done in good faith. I'm happy for those guys. They didn't play great defense down the stretch, which bothers me because we're trying to get those guys more minutes. We're trying to get them along. They didn't come in with the urgency I really would have liked defensively, but overall, the group had some good energy, and I'm happy they had some good points.
Coach, were you awed by the dunks?
I've seen Emmanuel do a lot of things. He's an incredible athlete, probably one of the best athletes I've ever coached. I've seen those dunks a lot, so it's awe, I think, to people who haven't seen much of him, but I see a lot of that stuff every day.
Last 2.
Coach, with everything that's gone on, the distractions and all that, is the chemistry actually getting better now that everyone's starting to come back together and they see what they can do?
I hope so. I don't think our chemistry was ever bad, to be honest with you. These guys all like each other. They've all had great relationships with each other, off the court, in the locker room, wherever it may be. The issues we might have had early in the year were just guys frustrated with their minutes or their role, but I don't think it was ever a chemistry thing. So I feel like even though we've had a tougher stretch in a lot of different ways, I never feel like we ever broke. I always felt we kind of stuck together, and even after the Fresno game, as tough as it was, as a staff, we were just sitting there, that was a bit of a litmus test game. We didn't win, but at least we responded, at least we're still digging. There's a pulse in there still, and I think we just got to try and resuscitate the rest of it and try and finish the season the way it started.
Last one.
Corey has a career high night,
Yeah.
scoring-wise, 28-9. Getting to the foul line, though, what did he get, 10 of 11?
Yeah.
I mean, getting to the foul line that many times, I think, is probably what you would want to see every night. Why was he able to have that much success and get into the line with regularity?
I'm just happy he finally started making free throws, man. Last year he was.
You don't want him at the free throw line that much if he's missing them.
Last year he was a great free throw shooter. I've been giving him crap all year. Man, your free throws aren't going down, but it's great. He's obviously got terrific hands. I've told you before how good of an offensive player I think he is. The issue with him has always been the rebounding and the defense. And his rebounding in particular, since Carlton hasn't been around, I think has been awesome. He's a very gifted offensive player. Putting him in actions and things is hard to guard, and he's been making these threes in practice lately. He's shooting the ball well, and if he keeps playing the way he does, he'll continue to have the freedom to shoot them.
I mean, his opening things up down low is kind of what maybe helps those three-point shots and stuff on the
For
outside.
sure. No, we kind of go to him early. We went to him first play of the game. We try and go to him early, just seeing how teams are going to guard him. We thought there would probably be a little bit more double teams, and he kind of had room to operate down there. And when he has room to operate, he's a very good player.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah, that'd be better. All right, while he's dressing himself, 28 points, 10 for 11 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals for Corey Manigault. That's a career high, 28 points.
What does a win like this do to literally measure what your team's about now? Distractions, ups and downs. What does this win do for your Lobos?
It's just keep us focused. We got another big one on the road, so we just gotta keep our heads on straight. Honestly, that's it. We just gotta play hard, keep playing hard. Just come out and do the same thing we did today on the road.
Coach talked a little bit about your chemistry. He didn't think your chemistry was ever all that bad. But a game like this, at least to everyone watching, all of us that don't know what your chemistry is really like, it looked like you guys were having fun. And I don't know the last time we've seen that. Did it seem like on the court you guys had more fun today than you've had in a while?
Yeah, I mean, we just came out here. We just tried to execute our plan. I mean, our chemistry not a problem. Everybody like each other, like off the court, on the court. So it's really not that. It's just sometimes we just gotta come and just execute something. Right? We just gotta execute.
You are the only true big right now on the team. Has that changed how you approach your role?
Just knowing I gotta go down there and actually rebound, and I have an actual job of rebounding. So just making sure I get down there and do what I gotta do.
You know, last time you guys played San Diego State, it was a tough outing for you guys. Do you feel like that you guys want to get some revenge on how you guys played last time?
For sure, we just want to go back to the board, watch film, and we just want to go back and do what we got to do. We go on the road, we just got to make it happen.
Last one.
3 of you guys get 20 tonight. You with the career high. Any sense that, I mean, I don't know what idea you have of what everyone thinks of you guys outside of your locker room, but any sense that maybe people forgot that it still can be a pretty dangerous team?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, we don't really pay attention to like all the outside talking and stuff like that because we can't control that. We just come together as a team and everybody like everybody. Nobody got no beef, so we just cool. We just keeping it moving.
And I mean, games like this though, is this what you think can still happen down the stretch? You guys got about a month of the season left.
Yeah.
You guys just lost 5 out of 6, so some people are starting to doubt you guys.
Yeah, we good. We're not worried about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Vance Jackson, 20 points, 6 for 8 from 3. That's a UNM career high. 6 3-pointers, tied it.
Feel good to be back, man?
Hell yeah. For sure.
I mean, you weren't just sitting out and being frustrated because you weren't playing. You were doing it at a time when the team was really struggling. Do you think, make it even harder to not be able to be out there and help your team?
Yeah, most definitely. Like, everybody was thinking like I'm just trying to just take my time. I was really just grinding in my recovery process, trying to just get back on the court as soon as possible. And even though we were struggling, I was just using that as like motivation so we just get back in the winning side.
You only had 3 points during the first period. Was that you warming up? What happened in the second half?
My shots went in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every time I shoot it's gonna go in. It's just the first half was a little slow, but it's just my teammates trusting me and I just let it fly.
Vance, it's been a while since you played, and it's also been a while since it looks like this team has had a lot of fun playing. Can you talk about the momentum and the contagious atmosphere that this game caused?
You know, we just staying positive. You know what I'm saying? Our kid, we all love each other on the team. You know what I'm saying? So just staying the course. You know what I'm saying? We had some tough games that we lost that we could have won, but it's all good. The good thing is we played them again, so that's all I'm ready for is just to get right back at them.
This is a different team at the start of the season. Like specifically, Zane is much more of a scorer now. But could you talk about how he's changed as a player, just based on everything that's gone on in the backcourt?
I feel like him is just you know, trusting the process. You know, I feel like everybody on the team had their moments of like struggles or something, but we all stay the course. We all in the gym. We all have trust in each other, and at the end of the day, we all know who we are. You know what I'm saying? We came here for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? So him just staying positive, just keep it going. Everything's gonna come through.
Last one.
You know, last year you finished really strong. Seems like this season you're finishing stronger than you did in the start. Is it the warm weather? What do you attribute that to?
Just staying in the gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. I want us to win. I'm trying to get to the tournament. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like everybody wants to see the tournament. The whole fan base, New Mexico, everybody wants to get to the tournament. We're all hungry for it. So I'm just trying to do the best that I can. And yeah, that's it.
All right, we have one more.
Short one. Can you guys win the tournament when you play like this?
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, emphatically, can you win it? I believe you
I
can,
feel
but
like we
you.
have all the pieces. I know we're missing, you know what I'm saying, Carlton and JJ, because they're valuable players to our team. But we still have valuable pieces, you know what I'm saying? We're still a great team. It's just, we just got to play together and just stay positive, and everybody need to calm down. I know everybody be on Twitter going crazy and stuff, but we're all good.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Vance.
right.
Thank you.